The latest on the Parliamentary panel on external affairs that met today at 2 o'clock, where the Foreign Secretary was meant to brief them, and there was speculation whether India-Canada relations would be discussed during this briefing, but now it's emerged that there was no discussion on Canada at this meeting. It was instead the discussion was held on grants, and according to sources there was not enough time to discuss such sensitive issues. Well, let's go across to NDTV's Mohammad Ghazali now for more. So Ghazali, what do we know about this meeting? Because the briefing, we were, earlier it seemed that the Foreign Secretary would actually talk to the MPs regarding the latest on the India-Canada relations, which have hit, an all-time low, but it seems none of this was discussed.
See, Gargi, as per the note which was circulated, it said that initially in the session which started at around 11 a.m. today, there would be discussion about oral evidence of the representatives of MEA on demands for grants of the ministry for the year 24-25 financial year. And after that, the Foreign Secretary Mr. Misri was expected to brief the panel about India-China relations as well as India-Canada relations. But due to paucity of time, as per the participating MPs or the members of that Standing Committee on External Affairs, perhaps it was just 10 minutes left for the Foreign Secretary to brief on these key issues, and MPs who were part of this panel suggested that it is not enough to discuss critical issues like India-China relations as well as India-Canada relations. And a lot of developments have taken place in the last 1 year, but particularly in the last 1 month. Expulsion of Canadian diplomats from India, India recalling its envoy and other diplomats from Canada, and then the events in the last 24 hours, protest outside the Hindu temple, attacks by separatist elements there, then Mr. Trudeau being criticized internally by the leader of opposition in their parliament. So all these issues were scheduled to be discussed. The Foreign Secretary was expected to brief the panel about what has been India's response to all this diplomatic crisis between India and Canada, because there are many unresolved issues. There are many issues and details which are not in the public domain related to the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar and how Canada went on to allege India's involvement. Perhaps they suggest that it was Indian government which was involved in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Perhaps they had hired agents, and also all these issues are still in the dark, that what has been India's response to this, how is India handling this crisis, and all this was expected that Mr. Misri would be briefing the panel, but that didn't happen. And in the past, just last month, Mr. Misri had, the Foreign Secretary had briefed the same panel about the India's relations in West Asia, the ongoing situation in Palestine, and perhaps back then the Standing Committee was satisfied with the response. But this time around, due to paucity of time, this couldn't happen. We have not heard yet from Foreign Secretary's office or from MEA that why the briefing could not take place. But as per the participating MPs, perhaps due to paucity of time, the briefing could not take place.